12. The theater review is in context to internal time. The reviewer understands how time jumps affect the story with linear or non-linear passages in the play. The reviewer understands how this is facilitated differently will affect the performance or individual productions.
Yes, I find it so interesting with new works sometimes about how things are overlooked. It's like we needed that transition there to get that ending that you wanted us to go, to arrive at. And I think that that's one of the things that I see with new playwrights. And understanding how there's you can either have a play that's with the primary arc with subplot A, subplot B, subplot C, or you have more like a tree where there's branches that sort of go off in different directions. There's different ways of telling different stories.
And that's when you see how a director is so important to a production. Because it is the director who decides how that is going to happen. And when you have a play that is predominantly very serious, but a good director knows how to put humor in there as well. Because that it's like Shakespeare always had the dramatic, the comedy.
The porter.
Right, the porter scene in Macbeth. So that you have that relief that, and then you can go on. And a good director will do that, will look for ways to find humor even in the most serious plays. Otherwise, there's the audience sitting, they don't dare laugh because it's too serious. But if the director knows how to make it obvious that, yes, you're allowed to laugh even in a serious play.
And how do you think directors deal with generally with non-linear storytelling and the way that we review that?
Again, I think it's the director who allows us to do that with the non-linear storytelling. Because as a reviewer, you're looking, okay, there is a through line somewhere in here, but you're jumping all over the place. It's non-linear. Is it working? Is it working? Or are we just tuning off after a while? Yes.
Yeah, I think you've really hit the nail on the head. I think one of the ways that happens the most that I see is in flashbacks. Flashbacks often are going back and getting information that should have been in the exposition so that we're seeing it in time with that energy behind it. And I think sometimes it's interesting to look at the audience, because in a flashback, if the audience is in the flashback for too long, they sort of sit back and then they wait for the information to be imparted, and then we pick up with
go back
to the
to
the story.
It's like getting off of the bus tour or and to going to the washroom and then getting back on the bus tour. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what a flashback does. So you have to be very careful as a writer that you don't use them very often.
Yeah.
But sometimes, as you were saying, we need that information. And a good director will have those flashbacks in a way that are entertaining and will not allow the audience to go back and stare at the lights in the ceiling. And
Yeah.